Welcome back to the channel. We are witnessing what could be the most defining geopolitical earthquake of the 21st century. Right now, the Middle East is engulfed in an unprecedented multi-front war that has pulled in the United States, Israel, Iran, and numerous regional powers. This is no longer a shadow war. It is a direct, overwhelming military confrontation. Today, we are breaking down day 3 of this historic conflict. We will look at the massive U.S. and Israeli operations, the shocking elimination of Iran's supreme leader, the tragic loss of American service members, and the desperate retaliation by the Iranian regime that is now setting the entire Gulf region on fire. If you want to understand what this means for America, the global economy, and the future of the Middle East, stick around until the end. Let's start with the sheer scale of the military campaigns. The United States has launched Operation Epic Fury, while Israel is simultaneously executing Operation Roaring Lion. According to U.S. Central Command, American forces struck over 1,000 targets across Iran in just the first 2 days. The strikes heavily utilized Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from warships, as well as significant air power from aircraft carriers stationed in the region. The targets included missile installations, command and control centers, air defense systems, and facilities belonging to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. Simultaneously, the Israeli Air Force has achieved complete air superiority over Tehran. The IDF reported dropping more than 2,000 bombs in the first 36 hours, conducting over 700 sorties to deliver massive blows to Iran's missile infrastructure and internal security headquarters. The most staggering development from these strikes is the decapitation of the Iranian leadership. U.S. President Donald Trump announced that 49 Iranian leaders have been eliminated. Chief among them is the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was targeted and neutralized while hiding in an underground bunker. The entire top military command of the regime has effectively been wiped out, leading to reports that thousands of regime loyalists are calling to surrender and beg for immunity. Furthermore, U.S. forces have dealt a devastating blow to the Iranian Navy, sinking 9 warships, including a Jamaran-class corvette in the Gulf of Oman. However, this operation has not come without a tragic cost for the United States. The Pentagon has confirmed that 3 American service members were killed and 5 others seriously wounded during the operation. These casualties were the result of a lethal drone strike launched by Iran or its proxies. President Trump has been highly vocal about the campaign's progress, projecting extreme confidence. Giving interviews to major U.S. outlets, he laid out an estimated timeline of 3 to 4 weeks for the conflict, noting that operations are moving much faster than expected. When asked about the possibility of an American ground invasion, Trump stated that while he doesn't believe U.S. boots on the ground will be necessary, he is absolutely not ruling it out to achieve total victory. He also warned that the biggest wave of U.S. strikes is still yet to come. With its leadership decimated, now run by an interim council of 3 competing officials, the Iranian regime is operating out of sheer desperation, adopting a burn-it-all-down strategy. Iran has launched a massive retaliatory campaign, firing hundreds of ballistic missiles and drones not just at Israel and U.S. bases, but at almost every sovereign state in the Gulf Cooperation Council. The economic and human implications are massive. The United Arab Emirates has been hit severely, resulting in the tragic deaths of 3 civilians and injuries to 58 others. In response, the UAE closed its embassy in Tehran and recalled all diplomats. But Iran didn't stop there. They targeted Kuwait, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. Perhaps the most shocking geopolitical twist involves Qatar, a country previously seen as an ally to Iran. After Iran used Russian-made Sukhoi bombers to attempt strikes on the U.S. base in Doha, Qatar's air defense systems successfully shot down 2 of the bombers. Qatar immediately severed all diplomatic ties with Iran. Iran's overarching strategy here is clear: attack oil and gas facilities to disrupt the global supply chain, force a spike in energy prices, and apply political pressure on the United States. Qatar has already had to temporarily suspend shipments of natural gas due to these attacks. Meanwhile, the Northern Front is fully active. Hezbollah, Iran's primary proxy, officially entered the war by firing rockets and drones at northern Israel, specifically targeting the Haifa region. They claimed this was revenge for the fall of Ayatollah Khamenei. Israel's response was immediate and devastating, launching dozens of airstrikes into Beirut's Dahiyeh district, a known Hezbollah stronghold, targeting their headquarters and eliminating senior commanders of the Radwan force. But the real story is happening inside Lebanon's halls of power. Lebanese Prime Minister Noab Salam furiously condemned Hezbollah's rocket fire as an irresponsible act that drags the entire nation into ruin. In a truly historic and dramatic move, the Lebanese government convened an emergency meeting and officially prohibited any military action by Hezbollah, ordering the terror group to hand over all its weapons to the Lebanese armed forces. Analysts warn this bold move could plunge Lebanon into a full-scale civil war, as Hezbollah is highly unlikely to surrender its massive arsenal of 30,000 rockets without a fight. Back in Israel, the civilian population is facing severe challenges, but showing remarkable resilience. The Iranian ballistic missile barrages have managed to penetrate the defensive shields in some areas, leading to heartbreaking tragedies. In the city of Beit Shemesh, a direct missile strike on a synagogue killed 9 people, wiping out entire families who had desperately sought cover. In Beersheba, 19 Israelis were wounded, and in total, hundreds have been injured simply while rushing to bomb shelters in panic. What makes this moment incredibly poignant is the timing. This war coincides exactly with the Jewish holiday of Purim. For those who don't know, Purim celebrates the ancient biblical story of the Jewish people surviving an existential threat from the Persian Empire, modern-day Iran. While the usual street parties and celebrations have been entirely canceled by the Homefront Command, the historic parallel of defending against a tyrannical Persian regime is not lost on anyone. Despite the chaos, there is an overwhelming sense of hope emerging from the Iranian people themselves. For 47 years, the Iranian citizens have lived under brutal oppression. Just in the past 2 months, the regime reportedly murdered over 50,000 of its own citizens to suppress domestic uprisings. Now, members of the Iranian diaspora and citizens inside the country are quietly celebrating the demise of their oppressors. Iranian dissidents report that the atmosphere is one of profound joy. Leaders of the opposition, including Prince Reza Pahlavi, have urged the Iranian people to stay safe indoors while the U.S. and Israeli military campaigns dismantle the regime's security apparatus. Once the smoke clears, the expectation is that millions of Iranians will pour into the streets to reclaim their country and establish a new democratic Iran. Finally, we must look at Europe's bizarre reaction. In a highly controversial move, Iran targeted the RAF Akrotiri British airbase in Cyprus with a drone strike. Despite a foreign military directly attacking a UK base, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer continues to refuse to prescribe the IRGC as a terrorist organization. This is sparking massive outrage in the UK, especially considering the European Union already took that step months ago. Experts warn that treating this regime with kid gloves will only invite further radicalization and sleeper cell attacks on Western soil. The U.S. and Israel have unleashed an unprecedented military campaign that has decapitated a state sponsor of terror. But a dying regime is a dangerous regime, and their willingness to attack global energy hubs and neighboring states proves they will not go quietly. The sacrifice of American troops, the resilience of the Israeli people, and the undeniable courage of the Iranian citizens fighting for their freedom will define the coming weeks. We will continue to monitor the U.S. deployments, the oil markets, and the unfolding situation in Lebanon. Thank you for watching. What are your thoughts on Operation Epic Fury and President Trump's handling of the crisis? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next urgent update. Stay safe, and we will see you next time.